My question is, I'm always in need of financial assistance for my business. Let's say I take a loan. By the time the loan payment is over, I'm back to square one. How can I manage it effectively? Fantastic question. And I'm not surprised this question got a lot of votes, because I can imagine there are people within the waiting room who can relate to this problem. It's actually very common. There are people who take loans and they think the most important thing is to, they pay back that loan because they feel the loan is supposed to help their business. But what they find is that after paying the loan, they are the same points they were before they took the loan. What's going on here? Due to experience, is actually a very simple problem. What is happening is that the cost of capital that you're taking, the cost of the loan, does not match your kind of business. The best way I can simplify this to you is this. If the net profit, if the operating profit of your business, and let me make this simpler too. Operating profit means sales minus your direct and indirect costs. Sales is very straightforward. The money you get from your customers, that's sales. Direct cost is how much it costs you to buy the goods that you're selling, or how much it costs you to make the thing that you're selling, or how much it costs you to provide the service that you're providing. That's the direct cost. Indirect costs, overheads. Indirect costs are overheads. Overheads like diesel for the generator, the payroll costs, salaries for your staff, the rent for your office or your shop. All of these are indirect costs, right? So the moment you subtract all the cost of running your business, both direct and indirect, you subtract that from your sales. That gives you your operating profit. For now, let's call it profit. Now, your profit is usually a percentage of your sales, because all the money that comes into your business comes from sales. But most people calculate profit as an absolute number, meaning how much did you make this month? I made $1,000, or I made 10 million naira, or I made $10,000. That's how most people calculate their profits in absolute terms. What is more important, or what is equally important, is the relative measure of your profit. So when I ask you for your profit, don't just tell me that I made $10,000. I want to know what percentage of your sales is your profit. So you might make $10,000, but your profit margin is 5%. If you make sales of 200,000 and your profit margin is 5%, what it means is that your profit is 10,000. We are saying the same thing, right? But in relative terms, it's very important. Why is it important? It's important because when you take a loan is charged. Interest on a loan is charged in relative terms. The interest rate is a relative term. So if you're asking me, if you want to raise a loan of 1 million, right? And the interest rate on that loan is 10% a month, that 10% is a relative term. So even though you've taken a loan of 1 million, in terms of interest, you are expected to pay 10% of that 1 million, 100,000 every month. So here's what happens. Imagine your profit margin is, you make sales of 200,000 and your profit for the month is 20,000. Your profit is 20,000, your sales is 200,000. What's your profit margin? 10%. Then you go take a loan. Interest rate is what? 10%. So guess what's happening here? If by the time you finish making your sales and you make a profit of 10%, even though your profit is bigger, so let's imagine after taking the loan, you made sales of 300,000 and your profit is 30,000. So last month your profit was 20,000. But now you've taken a loan, your profit has risen to what? 30,000. You see what's going on here? Your profit has risen to 30,000. In your mind, because you're looking at it in absolute terms, in your mind, you've made more profits. But in relative terms, you haven't made much, because 10% of 300,000 is 30,000. And by the time you pay back the loan, remember, when you pay back a loan, you are paying back two components of the loan. You are paying back interest and you are paying back a portion of the principal of the amount of the loan that you took. So in this case, let's imagine somebody has taken a loan of 1 million, right? Your interest is 10% per month. So at the end of every month, you're expected to pay 100,000 naira as the interest. But that's not really how it works. You don't only pay 100,000. You are expected to pay a portion of the original 1 million. So let's imagine a portion of the original 1 million may be, let's say you're paying 100,000 out of the original 1 million every month. So let me explain. You've taken a loan of 1 million. Your interest is 10%. That's what? 100,000. So at the end of the month, 100,000 will mature. You're expected to pay a portion of the principal, a portion of the 1 million, another 100,000. So every month you're paying 200,000. Right? By the time you look at your profit and the amount of cash that is leaving your business. It's like the money you are making, you're just using it to pay the loan. And this has happened to me before. That's why I can totally relate to this, right? Your sales have grown, your profit has grown, but by the time you pay the loan, you find out that you don't have any money left, that you're back to square one. So what has happened here is that the cost of that loan and the terms of the loan don't align well with your business. If you want to see improvements, just get a cheaper loan. Instead of a loan of 10% per month, try a loan of 5% per month. Instead of paying back a portion of the interest, let's do something different. It's the same loan, 1 million, right? But we've negotiated for a lower interest rate from 10% to 5%. Then we've also changed something. Instead of paying you a portion of the principal with the interest at the end of every month, I will pay you back the principal at the end of 6 months, which is the end of the loan time. So what most loans do is that when you take the loan, you're expected to be paying at the end of every month, at the end of every month, at the end of every month. At the end of every month, you pay back the interest plus a portion of the principal at the end of every month. What I've done here is I've negotiated down the cost of the cost of the loan, the interest rate from 10 to 5%. And I've also negotiated that I don't want to be paying a part of the principal at the end of every month. I want to pay back the whole principal, the whole 1 million. I'll pay it back at the end of 6 months. What you will instantly notice is that the 1 million is working in your business, right? But at the end of the month, you're not losing cash. You're not withdrawing cash. You're not taking money out of the business. You'll be recycling that money in the business and only pay back interest, which is enough because right now it's 5%. You're paying back interest of 5%. Your profit margin is 10%. So by the time you make a profit of 10%, you pay out only 5%. How much do you have left? 5%. That 5% goes back into your business. That portion of the interest you should have paid back, you're not paying it back. It goes back into your business. So by the time you turn over for 6 months, you will be able to pay back the loan of 1 million and see that your business has improved. So the simple problem here is that this person has taken a loan that is too expensive for her kind of business. So the business is under stress to pay back the loan and nothing else. So after you pay back the loan, nothing is left. So the advice I'm giving you is you need to renegotiate the loans you are taking. Get a loan that is cheaper. Even if you don't get a loan that is cheaper, renegotiate how you are paying back that loan. Instead of paying back part of the principal, negotiate to pay the principal at another time. Because what is going on here is you are using your profit to pay the interest of the loan, and you are using cash flow that should be turned over in the business to pay back the principal of the loan. Right? For those people who might find it difficult to understand these financial matters, let me use another angle, because I'm known for my simplicity, the way I break down things so that even a layperson can understand. You take a loan of 1 million for 6 months, right? The person says you must be paying back at the end of every month. At the end of every month, you pay the interest plus a portion of the principal, a portion of the 1 million. What it means is that when you take that loan, you have a cash infusion. You've added 1 million to your business. But at the end of the first month, after 30 days, that 1 million you put into your business, you now have to withdraw 200,000. You take out 200,000 from your business. So the second month, you are not starting with 1 million. You're starting with 800,000. At the end of that 1 month, you pull out another 200,000. So you see what's happening? There's a diminishing effect of the loan on your business. The loan, you thought you were going to use that loan and do business for 6 months, but that's not true. The only time you use that loan is for the first month. Every other month, you are taking blood, you are taking cash. Because cash is blood to your business. You're taking cash out of the business. So by the 6th month, when you are supposed to pay back that loan, the only portion of the loan left in your business is about 200 or 300,000, and you are still expected to make full payment at the end of that month. So it's diminishing. So that's why I said if you can negotiate for paying back only the interest, leave the principal, because the principal is a cash problem. That's another thing I need to explain here. When you take a loan, there are two parts. There's a principal, the amount you've taken, the 1 million. There's the interest, which is what the principal accrues or gives birth to. So you take a loan for 1 million at 10% interest. At the end of every month, the principal gives birth to what? 100,000. So at the end of every month, it gives birth to 100,000. That 100,000 of interest comes out from your profit. Interest comes from where? Profit. So if you are taking a loan that is the same cost as your profit margin, if you have a business and your profit margin is 10%, and you take a loan for 10%, right? You've created problems, right? But then the principal, you pay the principal from cash. You pay the principal from cash. And that's another way it affects your business, because as you are pulling cash from your business, you have a lower amount of capital to do business with. Every single month, the amount of capital you need to do business is getting lower and lower and lower. And that creates a problem. Yeah, okay, mic check. Mic is still good. Yeah. So that essentially is what the problem is. This person has taken a loan that is too expensive for her business, and the terms of paying back the loan is also squeezing cash out of the business. So for every month she takes that loan, she has lesser and lesser capital from the loan to do business. So there's a diminishing return on her business, and that's why it's that way. To improve it, she needs to go and renegotiate that loan. And there are two things she can renegotiate. Renegotiate the interest rate. The interest rate should come lower, because at this rate, she's just paying out her profits as interest. That's why she finds herself at square one all the time. Then the second part is to renegotiate the terms. Let her keep the cash in the business. That principal is cash. Let her keep it in the business and keep recycling it and turning it over in the business. And that should be able to save the day and save this business from this problem. Yeah, so that's it for the loan.